Next is an opening speech by Nelia Sanusi Ramirez, the owner of Taxmart Cafe Geelong. So all the way from Melbourne, Miss Nelia Ramirez.
Mrs. I have my former boyfriend and now husband for 14 years at the back. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm supposed to speak Tagalog today, but because of your here, I have to speak English, or maybe I can mix up English and Tagalog. Is it okay? Okay? Oh, really? Because I'm very excited to speak in my own language, and I thought I can do it today. Is it okay? But later on I can translate in English if you really like to hear what I have to tell today. Yeah? Okay, mga kababayan, mabuhay ang mga Pilipino. Nice meeting you all. Ako especially, kayo palang lahat ay mga skilled migrant in Ballarat or maybe somewhere in regional area. You know, Rachel, we have lots of skilled migrants, skilled workers in the Philippines. So if you really need more or a lot of Filipinos who will work with you anytime, you can ask me and Attorney Roder. Okay, so ikukwento ko lang sa inyo about my life in Australia. I live in Australia for 32 and a half years. 32 and a half. Yeah, imagine. I was young like who was 26 years old in this building. Oh, 26, yeah. I was like you when I came to Australia. I have my little daughter, I have my husband. We came here as a sponsored migrant. So when we came here, we already a migrant, right? We're not like you working as a skilled migrant. Life is very hard during my time. My mom passed away 2 months ago when I came to Australia. And I don't know how to speak English, and I can't understand English. I had English subjects only in the Philippines when I was in elementary up to college, but we don't practice it. So it's so hard for me to understand, especially their accent. Hindi ko maintindihan, especially yung Australian accent. Imagine, tinanong nila ako, what's your name in the back? I said to my sister-in-law, what did she say? I don't really understand. It's because in the Philippines, we use American accent, not Australian accent. But anyway, mga kababayan, don't worry. Magiging OC din kayo one day. Oy, oy, oy! That's what I said. Okay, so at the moment, I am working in Western Health Hospital, composed of Sunshine Hospital, Footscray Hospital, Sunbury Hospital, Namus Mars, Williamstown, and Joan Berger Hospital. So I've been working there for 12 years now, and also I'm working in a waterfront real estate in Docklands. I'm also doing a marketing coordinator with Broader Lawyers at the moment. Also, I have my own business as an accounting firm in Geelong. Just opened it last week. So if you need to do your tax return, just contact me. So can you imagine how busy I am? I started working 1991 as a machine operator. Okay, can you imagine? And that was recession time during 1991. And I got pregnant after a year. Can you imagine how hard is my life? I know you can feel it as well because some of you don't have family in here. You may feel homesick because your wife or maybe your kids, your parents are in the Philippines or anywhere who's not with you at the moment. But don't worry, there's a lot of resources here that you can find, especially Dom Rivera, who will be work hard. You know, you need to be multi-skilled as well, like me and other people here. Don't stay in one job only. Like I need to say, if you are welder, do your best. If you are mechanic, do your best. In everything you do, always do your best. That's what you're gonna be a successful for that in that case. Okay. So sorry, I have a little bit of notes just in case I forget something. Then I can have a look and magsalita na ako ng Tagalog. So now, huwag kayong mag-alala, one day, makaka-schedule kayo dito, makapag-work kayo. Ang purpose lang natin, we have only one purpose why we're here in Australia, to give our family a good future. That's what our purpose, that's why we're here. And life in Australia is so different compared to the Philippines. So we are all so blessed. So ngayon, I have to hand over my speech to one and only our immigration lawyer who can help you all to get visa to stay in Australia. Thank you, Rachel, for coming and listening to our event today. And thank you for Dawn and Zen, and thank you for everybody who's in here to help this event happen. So at the end of the session, after Attorney Alfie will give you some information, you can ask some questions, and then you start from there. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Nelia San Jose Ramirez, for sharing your life in Australia. Yes, of course. Welcome to the newcomer po. In addition to that, you are very lucky, lalo na sa mga bago, kasi ang bilis nila makapalit driver's license. Nung dati, after 2 years, 3 years, I get my license, driver's license. But you guys, you are very lucky. Of course, huwag na natin tatagalin. Information speech by Attorney Alfie Robert. She's an immigration lawyer from Davao City. Am I right, madam? Alright, a warm applause please for Attorney Alfie Robert.
Thank you, teachers. Okay. Raise your hand if you want to live and work permanently in Australia. Okay. So, only a few.
Not all.
Not all. Exception. Okay. So that's the reason why I'm here, because I have to share relevant information on how to become permanent resident in Australia, local resident. Okay. So my name is Alfie Roder. I am an immigration lawyer, and our office is in Melbourne, just below the Philippine Consulate General's office, and I have been an immigration lawyer for more than 15 years, and we assisted complex matters in relation to visa. And I also represented clients to the Administrative Appeals Tribunal and to the Federal Circuit Court. Okay? So, good afternoon, everyone. And today, I want to acknowledge the President of FAST-CoV for organizing this event, and through the initiative also of our marketing coordinator, Mrs. Nelia San Jose Ramirez. Okay, so hindi ko na patatagalin because I know your time is so valuable, and today I will be discussing about unlocking the Australian skilled migration pathway. I know some of you here are on 482 visa, right? Okay. Raise your hand again if you are an international student. Only one. 482 visa holders. A few. So what are the other 45 visa holders? 400 visa holders. Okay. Yeah, because the topic that I will be discussing is related to skilled migration program. But because some of you are on 482 visa, then I will be discussing about your pathway to permanent resident visa through the employer nomination scheme. And we have a visitor here, the owner of Harville Engineering. Yeah. Okay. Please. Okay. For the skilled migration program, we have 3 subclass of visa. And that's subclass 189, which is the skilled independent visa, the skilled nominated visa, which is subclass 190, and then subclass 491, which is the skilled work regional visa, which is related to you guys because you are in Ballarat, it's regional. The 2 visas, which is subclass 189 and subclass 190, it's a permanent visa, but the 491 is a provisional visa. So, what's the difference between subclass 189 and subclass 190? So, the first thing you have to ask yourself now is what is your skill? If you are a welder or a motor mechanic general or, sorry, can someone give another occupation aside from welder, motor mechanic? Is there a chef?
There is carpentry,
Okay, carpenter.
Floor covering.
Okay, floor and wall.
Floor covering.
Okay.
Carpet and wall covering.
Alright. We use floor and tiler for that, okay? Because we need to identify the nominated occupation as with the corresponding ANSCO code, okay? So with the subclass 189, once you identify your skill, if your skill or nominated occupation is listed under the medium, we call it MLTSSL, which is the medium and long-term strategic skill list, then you are eligible for 189, okay? And must be under 45 years old. There's no exemption, strictly 45. Because this visa, the skilled migration program, is a point-tested visa. So there's corresponding points according to the like age, qualifications. Okay, let's proceed first with the competent English. You cannot apply for this visa if you have no competent English, which is for IELTS it's 6.0. And then no points for that, okay? And then you have to have a suitable skills assessment. For every nominated occupation, for example, you're a welder, a motor mechanic, there is a corresponding assessing authority. You cannot apply, especially if you are a passport holder in the Philippines, there is also no exemption. Unless if you have been working with for example, you are on 482 and you have the skills assessment, the validity is 3 years, okay? And the minimum score is 65 points. The difference between the two, the subclass 190, it is a skill nominated visa. So you have to identify your skill, your nominated occupation that is being offered by the state. For example, in Victoria, you have to check if the Victorian government is offering your skill in Victoria. If not, you can also apply in New South Wales or other states. Okay? So they have the same points or they have the same eligibility requirements. The only difference is that subclass 190 is awarding you 5 points subclass 189, there is no points awarded. And 189, you can live anywhere. You can live and work anywhere in Australia, but subclass 190, you are limited to the state that's sponsoring or nominating you. Yes, please. Next, please. Okay, for the 491, as I have said, this is related to those who cannot satisfy the 65 points because 491 is the state or territory will award you 15 points plus your own points. And because you're in Ballarat, so Ballarat is considered as regional area, so you can check if your occupation is offered by the state of Victoria and in the regional area also of Ballarat. Next, please. So this, the points test factor, where to obtain the 65 points. These are the list, but I will explain one item per item. So the age, as I have mentioned, limit is 45. So the younger you are, the higher your points. If you, the age bracket for full points is 25 to 32, you get 65 points. Oh, sorry, you get 30 points. And if you are 40 to 44, I think you will get 15 points. Okay, so the younger you are, the higher the points, the older you are, the lesser the points. However, because you are older, so it means you have more experience. So babawi kayo doon. You can redeem the lost points. Then for the English language skills, competent English 6.0 for PTE, 6.0 in each test component. So hindi pwedeng overall math score. With PTE, 50, you can apply 50-50 in each test component. And if you have a proficient English, then you will be awarded with 10 points. Okay, but if only 50 for PTE or 6 for IELTS, there is no points awarded. However, you are eligible to apply for the skill set. Then educational qualifications. For example, you are a welder by employment, but you have a degree or Bachelor of Science in Commerce. You can still claim 15 points, but if you have no degree, you only have vocational course, then you will only be awarded with 10 points. Okay? Then, skilled employment experience. For trade workers, like the welders, you can claim your experience overseas. Even if, for example, you're a chef, the first day you're cooking, you can claim that points. But for general occupations like accountant, marketing specialist, registered nurse, you must earn your qualification or your qualification. It's like post-qualification for you to be awarded with points and to earn points. Australia's study requirement, who's an international student, okay, well, so you will be awarded with 5 points if you satisfy the 92 weeks of the Australian study requirement. Professional year in Australia is applicable only to the engineers, the IT occupations and accountants. So it's not related to trade workers. Then credential community language. For example, you have 60 points only, and then you don't know where to get the 5 points to be eligible to apply for the subclass 189 or 190 or 491. Then this credential community language or the AMTI can help you because all you have to do is to take the exam. It's a Filipino translation, English Filipino translation. then you can be, if you pass, I think it's 23, then you will be awarded with 5 points. It's your parang savior, okay? Then study in regional Australia. So if you study in Ballarat, then you will be awarded with 5 points. But if you study in Melbourne, in the metropolitan cities, there's no points. Partner skills. Who's single? Salam. Dalawa. Okay, don't be shy.
Sa Australia.
Single.
Nagkakaliwan.
Yeah, okay. If you're single, then hooray, you have 10 points. But if you are married and your wife has a skill and then pass the English language test, get a competent English, then you can redeem that. Then those points will be replaced by her skill and English. Okay? So I have some clients wherein they said, oh, I really wanted to apply with a 189 or 190 or 491, but I lack 5 points. And I'm married and I divorced my wife. So my advice is, you will exchange I can understand it's for your better future in Australia, but your happiness. And I look at him, he's young and his wife is beautiful, so why, and I advise no, wait or take naati. So he did it, and then luckily he was invited. Okay. So, what are the application process? The first thing you have to do is once you identify, first is you have identified your skill, you have the skills assessment, you have your English test, passing English test. Then, first thing to do is submit an expression of interest. This is for subclass 189. If the government is impressed with your application, then you will receive an invitation to apply. And once you have received an invitation to apply, you have 60 days to apply, or else mawala siya. Then submit relevant documents. The application fee at the moment is 4,240, the main applicant. If you have your partner or wife, husband, then 50% of that. And for the children under 18, 50% of the 50%. So that's the calculation. I'm not sure in July 1 if there will be some increase of this application charge. I just want to discuss about this process because there are, last November, there are thousands of invitations received by applicants. When they receive the invitation, it turns out that there are requirements that have already expired. For example, your English, the PPE result or the IELTS. The validity of that is 3 years. Although in your paper, it stated 2 years, but it's actually 3 years. There was one Filipino, he was unlucky because when he was invited, his PPE expired a day before the invitation. But still, he proceeded because he did not seek legal advice or professional advice. So the following weeks, it was reduced. He has 3 children, plus wife, plus him, so he lost almost $20,000 because of no proper advice. He did not know that his his English expired. So you have to make sure, if you will go with this pathway, make sure that everything is accurate, everything is valid at the time of application. And then once you lodge the application, all you have to do is wait for the decision. Okay? And don't keep on following up because the case officer or the delegate of the minister will be annoyed and will, ask for more documentation. Next, please. Previously, I discussed about 190, so now, 189, so now it's 190. More or less, we have the same process. The only difference is that with 190, aside from the submission of expression of interest, you have to submit registration of interest. In my 15 years of practice, I have seen many wasted applications. It took them, they are registered nurses, chefs, accountants, engineers. They do it themselves. So what happened? They only lodged expression of interest. They did not lodge the registration of interest. They waited for 3 years and they said, "Attorney, my application has been submitted to the state of Victoria, for example, or state of New South Wales. But until now, I have no invitation. But my friend who just lodged last week was invited, and I have more points than her. My points is 85. My friend has only 75. What's going on?" So I checked her files. It turns out that she did not lodge registration of interest. Because in every state, especially in Victoria, you really have to register your interest. There are some states like Queensland, we will not ask, or there is no portal for registration of interest. All you have to do is expression of interest, and then the government will just, through the Department of Home Affairs, will just, check your application. So that's the difference. But the fees, they're the same, the process, more or less the same. Next, please. Okay. With 491, it's more or less similar to 190. The only difference is instead of going through Live in Melbourne, you have to check the regional areas if they need welders, if they need chefs or registered nurse. So that's the difference. And because 491 is not a permanent visa, it's only provisional. So if you are granted with this visa, you have to wait for 3 years to live in Australia or in a designated regional area, and then after 3 years, you apply for the 191. So for example, you are a welder. You apply for 491, you are granted, and you realize you don't want to be a welder anymore because you feel like, oh, my eyes is hurt, I don't want to be a welder. Well, you can be a bouncer, you can be a Uber driver. You don't have to work in your nominated occupation. That's the beauty of 491. Okay? But you have to make sure that every year you have to earn. If you are granted after July 1, you have to earn 70,000 per annum. Okay? So that's the trick of it. Next. So the advantages of subclass 189 and 190. With 189, you can live, work, and study in Australia indefinitely. Access to public health care, Medicare. Eligibility for Australian citizenship after fulfilling residency requirements, and then you can sponsor your family members for permanent residency. For example, you are single, and then you have a girlfriend or boyfriend left in the Philippines or anywhere in the world, then once you are permanent, you can sponsor under partner visa. If you have a child, you forget that, oh my God, I have a child. Then you can sponsor that child under child visa. Okay? But my advice, I have assisted thousands of 457, the replacement of 482, and and then 482 around Australia. There's always I just want to share with you, in case, to those of you that applied and did not declare, for example, you applied for 482 and you did not declare that you have a child or you have a wife or a partner. And then after 2 years or months of staying in Australia, you realize, oh my God, I live in Ballarat, it's so lonely here. I want to get my wife or my partner. So when you apply, and then the government or the delegate of the minister will check, come on, this person did not declare the wife at the time of application, and now you claim that you have your partner or wife or child, then you will be liable for P4020, which is public interest criteria 4020, and because you are providing misleading information. Okay, so that's only okay if you have, if you arrive in Australia single, and then after many months you got married, then you can sponsor. So it is important to declare, disclose correct information. Okay? Because this is always the problem. I have dealt with many cases that they provided misleading information for the department. And sayang, because it is your opportunity to sponsor your family members, but because of non-declaration, then there is legal consequence of it. Okay, with 491, I discussed before that you have to be first in the designated regional area for 3 years before you can apply for permanent residency. Next. So the key points or the main purpose for 189 is it will allow qualified workers to live and work in Australia, and I think it's all the same, so we can skip that. Next, please. Then, okay, top tips for skilled migration program application. You really need to research and understand the eligibility criteria, check the relevant skilled occupation list. You have to make sure that your nominated occupation is classified in under what category, okay? Then secure a positive skills assessment. And I'm sure most of the 482 visa holders, especially builders, you have your skills assessment, right? You have skills assessment. Okay, good. And then score high in the points test. If this is your pathway, submit a complete and accurate application. Follow the instructions and observe the timelines. The current processing time for skilled migration, it depends. If you are a registered nurse, you will receive quick invitation and maybe approval within a month. But if you are an IT, like chef, sometimes it's taking longer, up to 9 months or even 2 years. So it is important to seek professional advice if needed and be patient. Okay? I'm not sure if there's another, I think it's the end. But I will, okay, so that's about skilled migration. Since we have 482 visa holders, which means that there is an employer sponsoring you, so your pathway is employer nomination scheme. Yeah, employer nomination scheme under 186. We have 2 subclasses of 186. So there is direct entry, if you heard about it. So it means 0 work experience or employment with an employer. So even if you are offshore, if you have found an employer who's willing to sponsor you, you can be sponsored under direct entry. But for those who are already in Australia, being sponsored by an employer, then the employer is eligible to sponsor you under the 186 Temporary Residence Transition Stream. So it's called PRT. And the conditions of that is you've been working with the employer. Okay, first is you have to make sure that your occupation, because not all under 482 is eligible for the 186 direct entry or PRT. So, for example, the cook, they're not eligible to apply for the 186 or cannot be sponsored. They can be sponsored, but it's under the subclass 494, which is the employer skilled work regional. But for the welders, motor mechanic, I memorized this because these are the occupations that I, assisted with employers. So they can sponsor you after 3 years of working. But there will be some changes in July 1. They said it might be only 2 years. So they will be back to original because back in 2017, 2 years working under 457 or 482, you can be transition. But they changed it in 2017, as far as my memory is concerned, that you must work for 3 years. But we will wait for the good news if there's any in July 1. So, the struggle of the 482 visa holders to transition to 186 is the English language requirement, because the requirement is competent English. Last week, I have 2 482 visa holders, welders. They keep on trying to take the English test, PPE and IELTS. The overall band score is 6.5, but there is 5.5, I think it's in writing. So the reason for that is time constraint. So if I were you, if you really want to be permanent and your lovely boss is here, keep on practicing speaking English and writing, okay? Because your requirement is only general, it's not academic, so it's easier. And there are many employers, they are really willing to sponsor for permanent visa, but the problem is they cannot proceed because of the English language requirement. Last week, as I have said, I have this 2 welders. So what I did with them, everyone or the senior lawyers were surprised because I read the law, the regulations. And there is no time to apply for 482 because his visa expired last June 21, the other day. So what I did, I lodged the nomination of the employer, put the 482 visa holder under 408, the COVID visa, and then once he will pass the IELTS, I will put him back again to 186 PRT. So we can do that. We just found that it really works, that kind of strategy, because not all lawyers or migration agents know about this process. So I try to strategize. We read the law and the regulations that it can be done. For as long as at the time of application, you are a holder or you were a holder of 482 visa. Okay, so in case you will not pass, but I would advise, please review now, because once you take the exam, the IELTS exam or the PPE exam that you are under pressure, I'll tell you, you will never pass it. But if you take now that you are not stressed out, then there's a chance that you will pass, okay? Because that's your passbook or passport to become permanent. Unlike before that there is 187. Have you heard about 187 visa? That is from 482 or 457 to 187. There is no English test requirement. If there is one, there is an exemption, which is the 5 years full-time study in the Philippines. So I assisted many in the regional areas like Western Australia, South Australia, Queensland. In Queensland, I have so many because of the mining industry. So this 457 and 482, they're even high school. I have one third year high school. This is back in 2012. We still get it. because of the exemption. But now there is no English language exemption. For 482, there is an exemption. So if you are only high school graduate, plus your 1 year or 2 years vocational course, then you can still get the 482. Okay? So that's for the employer nomination fee. I'm sorry, I have no PowerPoint on that because I thought the audience for today will be on skilled migration program. So that ends my topic. So any questions? Yes.
Anyone have any question?
Yes, if you go in the 4 election result, then you will apply for 1 and 6, you already 45. Oh yes, good question about the age. Okay, so with I always encounter that situation or concern issue about the age. With the transition, the cutoff is 45, okay? But last February, 50 years old is fine. But because of the changes in July, that's, maybe I will not comment so much on that for today, because there will be some good news in July 1, about the age and about the transition from 482 to 186. So, but for example, you are 45. What I did, because you live in Ballarat, up to 55, we can still get it, up to 55. If you are in a regional or DAMA. So I'm not sure if Ballarat, because I know Warnam both, they are all my chef or whatever occupation that's more than 45. I even have one 53 years old. I put them in Ballarat. Oh, sorry, in Warnam, if they are in Victoria. So 45 before up to 50, if the transition, but because of the date, if you want, I can get back to you. Rachel, I'll get back to you on that. I'll give you the legislation about that, okay? About the 45 to 50, yeah. Okay. Anyone who wants to ask? Come on, it's your time, you know?
Any more questions?
You know, every day. Are you a member of Pinoy's in Melbourne? Who are members of Pinoy's in Melbourne? Raise your hand. Okay. If you type my name, Al Roller, you will see my name there because I have assisted so many clients with complex cases. This is your time to ask questions because if you are on my call, my fee for 1 hour is $330. So I'm giving this opportunity for you to ask questions. Grab the opportunity. If you want to speak in English, speak in Tagalog or Bisaya. Bisaya, sige. Yes, ang sabay problema na yan. Rugangan na to. Sige. Sige.
Tanong ko lang po kung 482 visa dependent,
Yes.
pwede ka po ba magtrabaho ng full-time?
Yes. There's no work restrictions for your dependent family members.
How about naman po kapag PRU, primary, pag-a-apply ng PRU, primary visa holder, ano po criteria para maging dependent dun sa primary?
Okay, unang-una, you have to be, is she, wife mo na siya ngayon?
Ano?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Your father, okay, right, you know, it's difficult if it's your parent. Yeah. For now, is he your dependent? For under 482, you were able to get him, yeah.
Ako po ang dependent.
Kayo, okay. So, for PR pathway, 186. How old are you? Up to 24, you can
Kasi, budget ko po ang mag-a-apply na.
Yeah, of course. So, ikaw ang dependent. How old are you?
19, 25.
Then, yes, you can. For as long as you work full-time, you're allowed to work full-time, but you have to also, once you apply for the PR, you have to prove that you are fully and substantially reliant to your father. Okay? So meaning, I have many clients on 482 with the children. Once they are about to apply for the PR pathway, I advise them that make sure that your child is fully dependent on you, like full-time student. Okay? You have to study. And then you can work, but yeah, it might affect your PR pathway because the immigration will check. You know, like, okay, where's your documents to prove that you are a dependent child. Okay?
Kung mag-work naman po, ano po yung pinaka-safe hours para
The safe hours is follow the international students, you know,
para sa ilang hours po allowed per week?
24 hours or 48 hours a week.
48
48 hours of 4 times, yeah.
48 hours po.
Of 4 times.
Safe na po siya para mag-work.
Yes. If you work and then you study, then you will be okay. Right? But good question. Yeah, at least you know you are aware now because there are many children of the 482 visa holders when they apply for the 186. They encounter this issue. Okay? Next question.
Visa $600 po.
600. So, this is your visa.
Visa and you to apply for student visa.
Okay.
And then got sponsor to apply for 182.
So, 482.
182.
There's no one.
182.
482?
482.
Yeah. With employer. What's the skill? What's the nominated occupation? Not yet.
Jack of all trades.
We do not.
Trades. Like welder, something like that.
Okay, if you're a welder,
Yeah.
then as a passport holder of Philippines, mandatory and skills assessment. So you have to get first the skills assessment.
Kung halimbawa po na nakakuha ng sponsorship for ito, maapektuhan ba yung kanyang application dahil enrolled siya na student?
It's okay,
It's okay.
because it's a temporary pathway. So kaya mo lang yung level. Yeah, because you will be addressing the GPA requirement, genuine, temporary, and time requirement for the student visa pathway. What course are you aiming to enroll? That's for your... right. Okay. So, just contact us. We will give you appropriate advice.
So yung course nila pwede mag-give advantage nila.
Yeah, it is important to really make sure that the course that we will enroll has a PR pathway, okay? So don't settle for leadership and management or business management because there is no pathway. Okay? Yeah, you will call us and we will give you appropriate advice. Any other questions?
Hello. I don't know if it is included to this topic.
Okay.
This is regarding the tourist visa of my niece. And her visa got refused.
Yes.
And the thing is, she got her biometrics already.
Yeah.
And the case officer sent me an email saying she doesn't have any strong ties to the Philippines.
Yes.
And I said, I attached her documents for school, and then later they said, there is no strong.
Yeah. Okay. For visitor visa, it's really common. If the approval is raining, the refusals are flooding. The reason for that is visitor visa and student visa is or are subjective. So it's only the case officer or the delegate of the minister that can, if you have a good letter of invitation, regardless of how many millions of pesos or dollars you have in the bank, sometimes it's really the applicant's history. So if there is a sponsor, if the applicant applied under the subclass 600 tourist stream, the onus is on the visa applicant. But because she is your niece, maybe you can apply her under the sponsored family visitor visa because the assessment, or you will be the one to be assessed. The only consequence of that is mandatory condition 8503, which is no further stay. So if she wanted to apply for student visa, then it is not possible, but there's still a chance that she can apply, or that 8503 can be waived or lifted if there is compelling, compassionate, and you address the beyond control grounds, then maybe the 8503 can be waived.
Thank you for that. But what about the biometrics? How does
Okay, good question.
Expired.
Yes. Every biometrics is not recycled. Every application, another biometrics. Every application, another biometrics. So we cannot use that. Everyone is okay. This biometrics for the Filipino citizens, it was just implemented last April 4. The reason for that, before we are not required to do the biometrics, but because of so many fake documents, many fake identities, the Department of Home Affairs is forced to require biometrics. And the sad part of biometrics is, if you are from Davao City, it's a city, right? But you have to still go to Cebu or Manila just to take it. And then you don't even know whether you will be granted or not. And it's expensive. Plane ticket alone is. So, but the Australian government strictly implemented that because of fake documents and fake identities, false identities. Okay. Hello.
There you go. We've got a written question. Para dun sa iba na ayaw tanong personally, kind of write your question and we'll just relay your question. So this is for the 482 visa, and he's asking if the exemption, if he's a college graduate, do they need to take a PTE, all of the credentials?
Okay.
So for the 482.
Yeah. For 482 visa applicants, there is an exemption, English language exemption. So in the Philippines, our high school before, if you were born, when was the K-12 implemented?
That's around 2007.
But if you were born or graduated from high school after, because I was 19, yeah, but for as long as you graduate, for example, 4 years, high school 4 years, plus university or college, then you are exempted. All you have to do is get a letter from your university or colleges and make sure that they stated correctly. You know, like, it's not only this is to certify that Mr. So-and-so has been a college student, graduate. No, they must state how many years, and then medium of instruction used was or is in English, and you are safe. Okay? So no need of PPE, because Philippines is very exempted. I don't require my clients to take PPE or IELTS.
The next question is, any idea about the expenses during the processing of PR?
Yes, because the other day I just lodged one. So with the 18, are we talking of the 482 to 186 transition? So the employer, this is your information, Rochelle. So for the employer, First is the nomination fee is $540. Nomination fee for the 186 TRD or direct entry. If the employer's annual gross income is over $10 million, then the employer will pay 5,000 Skilling Australians Fund or SAF. It's the replacement of the training levy. So over 10 million, $5,000. Under 10 million, $3,000. So 3,000 if under 10 million plus 540, that is the nomination cost of the employer. For the visa application, because there are two ways to lodge the 186 permanent visa pathway. So for the visa, 4,240 for the main applicant. 4,240. If you have your wife or partner or husband, then it's half of your 4,240. So it's 2,120. Yeah. So you just divide 50%. If you have under 18 children, then 2,060 divided by 2, that's the fee of each child. If you have an eldest child over 18, like you, then 50% of your dad's pay plus your monthly. So it's 4,240 plus 2,160 plus 1,060. But if you're single, you only pay 4,240. With the lawyer's fees, we are the cheapest. I tried to contact all the other, famous lawyers. So some lawyers, they charge, it depends how many dependents, plus the employers. So sometimes they charge from $8,000 up to $15,000. For us, we started at, if there are many, we only charge from 4 or 5, and then 4,500. That's both nomination and visa. That's how we that's our charge.
Okay, so and the reference also, we recently granted for foreign visa, but previously we were under student visa. Okay. So I would like to ask if, like for example, from 2 to 3 years, and then we were planning to apply for 186 resident employers once again. That's the time that I was still under student visa, but I'm already working for the company who will sponsor me. Is it counted?
No. So the counting of the 3 years is from the time you
Granted for the 40
granted for the 42 visa.
Okay.
Sound.
Good afternoon.
Lawyer?
Yes.
This is just a question.
Sorry, are you Filipino?
Yes,
Oh, my God.
I'm in here also.
Right.
I'm Silvano.
Oh, sige. Ngayong hapon. Okay.
This is a question. I have a niece. She's a civil engineer.
Yes.
She's under 30 years old. What are the chances for her to come to Australia?
Okay. Is she currently working as a civil engineer?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then, for those who are offshore and there's relative in Australia and you live in Ballarat, then 491 can be used, but not the 190. So, since she is a civil engineer, and civil engineer is listed under the medium long-term strategic skill list, so she's eligible to apply for 189, 190, and 491. With civil engineers, what I did is I strategized it, because if you apply directly to the Engineers Australia as the assessing authority, then they will require those engineers from outside Australia, especially in the Philippines, to do a comprehensive demonstration report or CDR. There's no work experience requirement, but it's a bit difficult to do it because you cannot get help from other agency to write your CDR. It's only you. The plagiarism is very high. If you will, for example, someone is selling CDR and then you pay $1,000 and it turns out it's only a copy and paste. But if your niece is brilliant enough to write her CDR, then she can apply. Yeah, how many years her work experience?
It's about 3 or 4 years now.
Okay, good. So the first thing she has to do is apply or take the test because Engineers Australia requires English language test or competent English, but for work experience requirement.
Does she have to go back to school?
No. Straight skills assessment, lunch offshore. It's easier, yeah.
And will you be able to
Assist? Yes, of course. Yeah, we assisted many civil engineers from
Thank you very much.
No worries. Okay, tayo.
Meron pa po.
Sige.
Mahihayin po yung mga
Okay, sige. Okay.
So there are 4 agencies holders. So if ever po ito sila ng Pinas, maapektuhan daw by the state nila sa Australia.
Okay. Alright.
Sorry po.
Okay. So with the 482 visa holders, if you will go on vacation leave, for as long as it's not an unpaid leave, then the 3 years will still, it's counted. Yes.
As long as it's not unpaid.
Yeah, for as long as it's not unpaid leave and you're still 1482. Yeah.
Another one is may show money po ba pag nag-apply ng PR?
There's no show money for PR, only for visitor or tourist visa, or instead, the other day I have a client who called me, attorney, can I apply for a terrorist visa? And I said, what's terrorist visa? Referring to tourist visa. And then there's another one. Okay, if I apply for 482 to 186, what's my visa? I've heard about Virgin Visa, and I said, okay, Virgin Visa. So there's Virgin Visa A. So that's also another thing. So if your employees transition from 482 to 186 and their visa is about to expire, and when they lodge the application, the visa expired, pending the decision, then they will be on bridging visa A. And the question is, ako na lang mag-raise ng question, can I travel? Can I go back to the Philippines to visit my wife or husband? Yes, you can, but do not leave without bridging visa B because you cannot refer it. So bridging visa B. Okay? Bridging visa B.
Meron pa lang sa posible po bang makuha ang asawa o punta dito kahit 1 year for into visa walang siya?
Yes.
At ano po yung requirements at magkano ang mga gastos? At ano po So ano po to? 4 questions.
Okay. If I will answer all your questions, malulugi ang older lawyers. So what I will do is, yes, number one, you can bring your wife, but through the employer's sponsorship, because they will write, or the employer will be required by the Department of Home Affairs to submit a letter extending the obligation to the family members. And then requirements, you can call us, we will give you the simplified requirements. Okay? So it is called under 482 subsequent entrant. Okay, that's the 482 subsequent entrant. Yes, employer, you must be nice, kind to your employer. But some employers, you allow your employees or the visa holders to bring their family, right? So Rachel is a very good employer because she allowed, or supported the 482 visa holders to
to bring their family members. Yeah, it's good. So that they can focus. Otherwise, they will be dreaming and, like missing their family or especially for those young ones. So yeah, it's really great that you allow them to bring their family members. Yes, you have
Attorney, so like while we're talking about the 418, does that mean I'm stuck with my employer? What if I find a better employer with a better culture and my contract with my present employer ends? Okay. Wala na yung employer dito. So, okay ba? So, pumasok sa okay. Hindi, wait. Okay. Yeah, asking for a friend. So, for A2, okay, this is so for A2, na, for example, you're not happy with your employer, because you're being exploited. Yes, you are given the Department of Home Affairs to find another employer within 60 days. Within 60 days, you make sure that you find another employer, and that employer must apply for a new nomination. Not the visa, if your visa is still valid for at least 6 months. But your employer, the new employer must submit a new nomination. Kasi po, parang they have a 2-year contract, tas halos 1 year pa lang.
Okay.
Pero may employer na mas better na wants to get them or least.
Pero my advice, if better lang, but we look after you, I would advise if you can just stay with that employer, because this is the problem of the Australian employers, wherein inequality sila. So, pero kung exploited siya, underpaid, then you are free to find another employer.
Last na, attorney. Pero kung pagkagusto mo yung kontrata ko, pero asking for a friend. Pagkagusto mo yung kontrata, tapos nilipat mo ng employer. Okay, maapektuhan po ba yung application ko na mag-switch from 482 to 186 to their permanent
Okay.
resident?
If you are, it's not a contract, it's your visa, and at the same time your contract, pero ang the main important thing is your 482 visa with the employer. So once they lodge the 186 with the same employer, then you have to stay. Am I answering the question? It's like, if you are on 482 and they sponsor you, you cannot just leave them pending the decision. But if the 186 is already decided, then if you feel that there is exploitation, underpayment, any workplace-related issues, then you can leave, but the employer has the right to, like, they can sue you for breach of contract. But it's only the Department of Home Affairs or the minister that can cancel the visa.
So, long story short, basta yung preferred employer yung pag-launch ng 186.
Okay, if you say preferred employer, if, for example, you work for ABC company, under 482 and then you left, right? Then you move to another employer and you wanted to be sponsored under 186, only direct entry, okay? Not that transitional, temporary residence transition straight, because you did not work for the employer for at least 6 years. Okay?
Thank you,
Tayo? Because I don't want to give wrong advice. Alright.
Follow lang. Regarding dun sa visa, may employer tapos gusto mag-apply ng panibagong employer. Imagine na lang natin to. Ilagay niyo yung katayuan niyo sa katayuan nila. Gumastos sila ng visa, gumastos sila ng airfare. may trabaho kayo. Hindi nyo pa nasusulit yun. 6 months provisionary kayo rito. Anytime can start you. Pwede kayo tanggalin doon. Ginastasan tayo yung galing Pilipino na hindi maganda. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na aalis tayo na ma'am, apology. Alam niyo to speak Tagalog. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na hindi tayo aalis na dun sa rights lang natin. Yung pag minamaltrato tayo, hindi na maganda yun. Pero kung wala namang ginagawa ang employer na hindi maganda sa atin, huwag tayong aalis. Bakit kung tayo aalis? May kontrata tayo, nakabang tayo dun sa kontratang yun. Yung agreement na yun, yun ang laging nakatali tayo doon. Sahod o regardless ano man yan, yan ang pinasok nila sa immigration. Sahod, nakatali lahat tayo dyan. At yung sahod natin, huwag natin ikumpara bakit ito, ganito, ganito, ganito. Huwag natin ikumpara si example si Mansanas. May Fuji, may Bravo, may Englady. Huwag natin ikumpara yung Mansanas sa kapwa niya Mansanas. Yung skill natin, huwag natin ikumpara yung skill natin sa kabilang skill. May kanya-kanya tayo ng employer. May kanya-kanya silang category na pinasok sa immigration kung ano yung pinasok nila doon. At doon nakatali yung kontrata, doon nakatali yung sahod. Ngayon, hindi naman ibig sabihin gagawin na natin lahat para mapiya tayo. Hindi naman ibig sabihin matatalon nila tayo, tatalon tayo. Hindi. Kung hindi nila ginagawa yung rights nila, may karapatan din tayo. Kung ine-exploit tayo, yun yung time na pwede tayo umalis. Nandito ang lahat, nandito sila talking para tulungan tayo dun sa karapatan natin na yun. Any more question? Pari ko lang po ngayon.
Thank you for that very, parang makataong, mga Diyos na comment. Totoo yan. So many employers na struggle sila to get the OEC, Overseas Employment Certificate. Have you done also the OEC through Polo Canberra, your agents or lawyer process it for you? Because like yesterday, I was contacted by Polo Canberra because there are many 400 visa holders that are unable to travel kasi very strict sa immigration who just arrived from the Philippines under 482 or 400. Matagal na kayo halos lahat. Napaka-strict na immigration ngayon sa Philippines because they're asking for the OEC. So the employers struggle to submit the requirements with Polo Canberra. Kasi ang Philippines then, their intention is to protect you here in Australia. Nakikiusap sana kami na i-fast track, but it can be done because so many applications. Kaya those of you who are already in Australia, you must be grateful to your employers, to your sponsors, na napabilis at saka nandito na kayo. Naramdaman nyo yung winter. Otherwise, you will arrive in summer. Okay, any other questions?
Balik na nga 4 years kung visa po ang employer ko. Tapos, nakasama na ito sa visa namin yung 7 years old sa namin.
Yes.
Is it possible po na kung mag-tourist visa yung in-law ko para makating siya in-law?
Yes, you can do that. Yeah. Pwede siyang mag-apply ng tourist visa. Yes, pwede. And then just write. So it will be a separate application. Your child is already or was already granted a visa for ito. Yeah, pwede. I-score siya. But the assessment is more on the applicant. Okay? So if your in-law is working, has good or significant assets, and also strong economic ties, then yes, apply mo lang ng visitor visa. And the purpose is to accompany or escort the child.
Is it sub 600?
Sub 600 tourist stream.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any more questions? Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Pakasal ko kasi ako 2 weeks before pumunta ako dito. Kaya yung documents ko is procedural. Ngayon ako naman po ng kasama ko.
Hindi, okay. What you will do, because you submitted your application, and then after 2 weeks of submitting the application, you got married. Did you inform the department? Because there is that update details. You should have informed the department of your situation. But if not, then now you have to update or notify the department of the major changes in your circumstances. Yeah, and then just explain that you did not have it at the time of application, you were not married, you were still single, and 2 weeks after, yeah, but your answer was correct, that you are single, because at the time of application, you are not married yet. Kailangan you need a good lawyer to represent you on that. Otherwise, baka balikan ka ng immigration for 84020. Although, hindi naman, no? I don't think so. Okay?
That's why I need to say, si Atty.
So, ano ba yung mga hinain niyo? Okay. Lahat na? Okay na? Any other questions? I think everyone. Okay na?
Thank you, Atty. Alfie, for
Thank you
such
all.
an informative topic. More information, please contact Atty. Alfie. May credit card ko ba? Business card. Business card. Sige. So, magtakilan po natin si Atty. Alfie. Alright, may I call on Dom Rivera for a closing message? And wag po tayo alis, may ano po tayo?
Okay, before we had the lunch already Naomi, see how good is Atty. Alfie? She brought noodles, pancit pisado, and pandesal. Oh, di ba? Filipino talaga. She's helping everyone here. Thank you, Rachel, for coming, and we really appreciate you. And don't forget, mga kababayan, be good to your employer, okay? Be good to them. Without them, you're not here. Okay. So, before we end up this event, I would like to say thank you very much to our President, Dom Rivera. I always contact him in regards with applying visa in Australia, and also for my tax Smart Cafe in Geelong. So he is my main contact, so I'm very, very thankful to him. Especially today, we planned this maybe 2 months ago, isn't it? 2 months ago, yeah? And also sa kayong lahat na nandito, damin ko na hindi namin kilala before. At kinuha ko si Atty. Alfie because she's got a good heart. She is always willing to help people, especially our kababayans. And we have the same heart. We have the same mind, and also Dom Rivera. Thank you so much. And mga kababayan, pag may problema kayo, there's a lot of resources around Australia. And I also connected to most Filipino organizations. Whatever you need, you contact me, yeah? Doctors, dentists, lawyers, immigration, and everything. Real estate, taxman, anything. Just contact me, okay? I'm not joking. God bless you all. Thank you, Pastor. I think that's good that you're a pastor. It's good that you're here as well. You pray for everyone. Okay, mga kababayan, mabuhay tayong lahat!
Now, for a closing message, I call on the customer president, Dom Rivera.
Okay.
Sorry, We would like, this is about family events. Before we end the session, we have the family gala anniversary on the July 29, next month. Feel free to grab your ticket. Dito lang ako. Si Secretary Katrina. And of course, we also have from Eunice Rampians, Radki. You are free to grab one or two or more. So, andun po yung Radki doon. So, grab lang po kayo. Big po yan. And July 2nd, dapat gawin yun before July 2nd kasi I-expire na. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much sa bawat isa na umaten. Wala kay Atty. Alfie. Actually, kung ibubok natin si Atty. Alfie, mahal po ang bayad. Kaya yung pagkakataon, ito na. Yung mga invite natin, kung ano man reason nila, nasa kanila yun. Ang sa atin lang tumulong. Tumulong, may inform yung kababayan natin. Yung legal, yung tama. Ano yung tamang yung ito na sila. Hindi tayo ma-exploit, nasa tamang daan tayo. Nandiyan din yung tax-smart, nag-regards to ba yung tax return, handa sila tumulong din sa atin. May 20 discount voucher tayo, pinanibigay din sila. Sa lahat ng umaten, to everyone who attend our next event, pre-polling, this kindly message number on the flyers. We want to give back to each and everyone who keeps supporting the club, the Filipino community. Yung benefits nyo, may bigay ng libre. Actually, may bayad ng mga call, pero hanggang maaari, tinilibre po natin ang mga yan. Tinilibre natin ang mga event. May bayad ng event, pero pag-iusap lang sa bawat isa. Hindi porket may bayad, walang bayad, hindi tayo attend. Pag pumunta tayo ng Australia, sino hinahanap natin? Pilipino. Sense of belonging. Ito yung pamilya natin. Hinahanap natin yun. Kaya, either na libre ang event na yan o may bayad, attend tayo. Kasi pag nag-success yan, success ng bawat isa yan. Hindi success ng club yan. Success ng bawat isa sa inyo. Nalalabas tayo rito, nakasaludo. Ang mga employer natin ang ibang lagi sa atin. Bumilig na sila minsan sa atin, kaya tayo nandito, i-sponsoran kayo. Pabilipan pa natin sila sa pagkikitungo sa kanila bilang manggagawa. Pagkikitungo bilang komunidad, bilang club, bilang family, bilang maskobi. Supportan natin, success ng club, wala sa mga namumuna yan, nasa inyo yan. Regardless free or may bayad, supportan natin yan. Pero bago mag-iwani-wala yun, nais kong pasalamatan lahat, behalf of Atty. Alfie, Ma'am Nelia, Ma'am Rachel,